Hello everyone, it's Ryder again, making my second video for this channel, and as I am recording this, it is December 9th, and I received my first testosterone injection on September 28th this year, so I've been on T for about a little less than a month and a half, about 10 weeks, and I just did my weekly shot today, and my leg is killing me. So I figure while my leg is killing me and I can't go outside, I'll make a couple videos and I can just upload them over the next couple weeks. So in this video, I'm just going to be talking a little bit about what my experience was like when I went to the clinic that I go to get my first testosterone injection. So I'm going to preface this by saying that everyone's experience is different, and I am living in the United States, in Massachusetts. The clinic that I go to is in Boston. It's called Fenway Health, and on the day when I had gotten my first shot, I was very, very nervous. I had a hard time sleeping the night before because I was just thinking about all the things that people had said to me in the past. Because people were like, you know, no, you can't do this, you're a girl. And it really, I had like all those thoughts going on in my head, all of this self-doubt, because I was just like, is this really what I want to do? Because I felt like, you know, if I start this, there's no going back. Of course, you can stop at any time, and detransitioning is always an option. But in my head, I just kind of felt like there's no going back if I choose to do this. So I was incredibly nervous the first day that I did my shot. You know, I got up early, I went to and I got dressed, and my dad actually had offered to come with me. And this is the first thing that I'm going to say for anyone who is considering hormone replacement therapy. The first day that you receive your injection, when you go to the clinic, I think that depending on the type of person you are, for me, it's very important to have a strong support system in play. And if you're like me, I think it's best to bring a friend or family member who you know is going to be very supportive. And my dad offered to come with me, which I thought was very nice of him. And, you know, like when he was just like, you know, everything is going to be okay. And he was in the waiting room for me. He was waiting with me before I went in, and then he was there when I came out. And the only thing that he had asked me is just, you know, are you sure this is what you want to do? And, you know, I was sure, and, you know, he's just like, if this is what you want to do, then I support you, which I thought was very nice. So I go in, and, you know, they're just, the doctor's just doing a check-in, looking over, like, the blood work that I had done previously, and we just talked for a little bit, and I was going to get my shot, and as I was about to do it, I actually got a bit nervous, and the doctor was actually very nice, and she comforted me, and told me everything is going to be okay, and that she really admires the transgender clients that she works with, because she thinks that we're very brave for doing what we're doing, and that we inspire her to continue on with her life, and that was actually the inspiration that she needed to come out of the closet, because the doctor who sees me actually is a lesbian, and that her seeing transgender clients every day kind of gave her the courage to come out as well. So yeah, I did that, and I did my shot, and the nurse who came in and did it just asked me to like watch what she was doing, because eventually I would have to self-administer, and that's what I'm currently doing right now. But of course, that's not the only time that I was gonna work with a doctor and see it. I had about no, it was actually 3 training periods where I went and I met with the doctor and well, I met with the nurse, and I had to do my shot, and yeah. And they showed me how to do it, and then I was able to do it on my own when I got the prescription and start doing the shots on my own every week. But yeah, the first time I went in, I was very nervous, and I had a lot of self-doubt, and I was just wondering, like, oh my god, is this really for me? Is this really what I want to do? There might not be any going back after this. And at the time, I wasn't out to everyone in my family, so I was worried about their reaction and whether or not they would support me and still love me and stuff. And I mean, like, all my friends knew, and my mom and my dad knew, but no one else in the family really knew, aside from my brother. But I just had to go along with it, because although I was having some self-doubt, I knew that it was just because I was nervous at the time. And honestly, I had been waiting for such a long time to do this, and I just told myself, like, I couldn't deny the fact that before I started hormone replacement therapy, that I would wake up in the morning sometimes on the verge of having a panic attack because I just felt trapped and scared in my own body, because I just felt like I was a man in a woman's body, and sometimes I still do feel like that. And it just felt like I was trapped and I was suffocating and I couldn't breathe. And that has not happened at all since I've been doing hormone replacement therapy. I don't get those panic attacks when I wake up in the morning and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm not trans enough, I'm not masculine enough or something, because for the first time in my life, I feel like my body is going through the changes that I wanted it to go through when I was going through puberty, when I was like 12, 13, 14. And now it's finally the changes that I wanted to happen, and it feels like I have a bit more control over my body, and it's doing what I wanted to do, and it's finally syncing up with how I feel like inside. So yeah, since then a lot of my dysphoria has decreased. You know, some of it is still there and it comes up from time to time, and it comes up more when I'm, you know, angry or I'm upset or I'm anxious or stuff. But overall I've been doing a lot better. I think it's helped me a lot. And do I regret it? No, I really don't. At some point I think I would like to move on from doing the injections, because needles do make me a bit anxious. I've gotten over some of my needle phobia, but yeah, needles do make me a bit anxious. And at some point, probably like after like a year or 2 years on T, I would like to move on. And I mentioned this to my doctor, I would like to move on to something like androgel, probably. Instead, I just wanted to do the shots in the beginning because I felt as though they would be faster acting, and also they're a bit cheaper than androgel, at least for most insurance companies, including the one that I have. So, but eventually further down the line, I would like to move on to something like androgel and see how that goes, or at least try that out a bit, maybe like a year in or a year and a half in, at the very least 2 years, and I don't want to be doing injections for the rest of my life. So yeah, that's about it. That's just me talking about when I got my first shot. I was nervous at first, and I just felt so much better once I left. And me and my dad went out for pizza, and it was great. And then I went back to campus, and I continued doing all my work, and everything was fine. So, I mean, for anyone out there who is about to do their first shot or is considering starting hormone replacement therapy, it is a bit anxiety-provoking to do your first shot, but you will be so happy that you did it once it's out of the way and that you've started. At least if you're anything like me. I know that's different for everyone, but just self-doubt can be very destructive, and I don't think it's good to let it get the better of you. It's just better to push forward and continue on with your life, and it's your body and your life, and you can do with it whatever you want. So that's about it. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.